your finger. Hello and good evening, builders and co-creators. It's yet another week, and as we promised, we are going to be having the Builders Baraza. We thought we should come and just tell you what we have lined up for you, broadcasting live from a location, a remote location, and together with me is my usual fellow admin, Fundi wa Mitambo. His name is Mwangi Wi-Fi. Mwangi, do you want to say hello?
Yeah, good evening, builders and co-creators.
We can't hear you, Mwangi.
Good evening, builders and co-creators. I hope you are having a good Friday.
Yeah, guys, I think you need to tell Mwangi to speak up because we can hardly hear him. But hey, go ahead and tag a few other people so we can tell you what we have for you today.
Yeah, I think now you can get me.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, good evening, builders. I hope you are having a fantastic Friday evening.
Yes, indeed. So the reason why we thought that we should get together with you once again this week is to just share with you what we have in plan, what we will be doing, what this is about. As I introduced last week, this is a new product in this group. It is a live broadcast product. So we will be here speaking with you. We plan to have this kind of broadcast twice a week initially. And as we get more content, as you keep contributing and as you keep expressing interest, the plan is that we will have it, many more days. So the time that we have agreed to be having this broadcast every week, and we will be prompting you so that you can tune in, is when, Mwangi?
We shall be having the Builders Baraza every Monday at 8:30 p.m. and every Thursday, same time, 8:30 p.m. every week.
So you're saying Mondays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Tune in. It will not take much time. We are aiming for 15 to 20 minutes, but it is very, very valuable that you tune in so that we're not talking to each other with Mwangi, so that we are engaging you, so that we are giving you things of interest and you give us feedback as we go along. But today, the reason why we are here is to just share with you, run you through the list of content that we'll be sharing with you. So the first thing that we'll be having, and perhaps some of you have seen a post or a thread where I invited people who want to share their stories. Now that session is for homeowners, people who have built in the past and want to share with us their stories, what their experiences were, what their problems were, how they cut costs, how they were gongwad by their handy people, if at all, how they, struggled fundraising for their construction sites and projects. We are calling that, it's for homeowners, and we are calling that show Becoming a Homeowner. We are actually starting with this show because we have quite some content. A number of people have expressed interest. And so we will be having the first Becoming a Homeowner this coming Monday. So tune in at 8:30 sharp. And I think it will go up to about 8:45. I don't think it will be too long. So as we go along, we will be sure to, to specifically be able to tell you how long that would take. Then the second thing, Mwangi, second piece of work that we will be doing, what's in our list of content?
We shall be having a second show, which we shall be naming Superstructures. This is where we should be having all our building fundis, the contractors, the interior decor, the landscapers. This is your show where we shall be interviewing you and the challenges that you go through on the daily basis while you are building. So your show we are naming it Superstructures. This is where we'll have you guys express all your concerns, all your daily business. We shall be having it at Superstructures. Yeah.
So then we are saying that what Mwangi is alluding to is that here we are going to have contractors who actually take a project from the beginning to the end, Mwangi, right? And if you're a roofing contractor, only roofing, you will be included here, I guess, Mwangi.
Yes, that's correct. Roofers, plumbers, electricians, all those companies, the type of contractors that fall under that category, we shall be having them here. Yeah, so if you have electrical contractors, plumbing contractors, landscaping contractors, interior decor contractors, all of those, we shall be having them under the superstructures show.
Yeah, Mwangi, your feedback is killing me, but well, we will improve over time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a contractor, if you can take a project from the beginning to the end, or you specialize in one specific area, go ahead. We will post a thread where you can show interest, and then we'll reach out to you and schedule so that you can join our live broadcast. The third category will be the financials. You know, people who give you money so that you can put up your structure. We are calling it the balance sheet because this is where input ideally is supposed to show in your output, which is your structure. So this is the area where we'll be talking to bankers, we'll be talking to SACCOs, we'll be talking to investment groups, any source of financing that many homeowners or project owners source money from to be able to realize their building dream. We will be talking to these people in this content, in this show every week or every other week. We will be sharing with the schedule as we go along. The next category would be the construction merchants. We are calling this the construction merchants. This is where we will be talking to manufacturers and traders in building materials. This is where we'll be talking to the mabati rolling mills. This is where we'll be talking to tile and carpet center. This is where we will be talking to people like Bamburi Cement. This is where we'll be talking to people like Savannah Cement. This is where we'll be talking, if you are making anything and trading in stuff that are in this building and construction space, this is a place for you. Bow floor, this is where you come in. The lighting people, what are they called? The Inspire Lighting. This is your docket. So you come here and if you are in this group and you trade in building materials or you manufacture building materials, this is the place for you to come and share your experience. We shall schedule with you so that you can come and share your experience. It is good for builders to hear from you. It is good for professional builders to hear from you. It is good for you to tell us what you do, because then we have the back and forth and the building and construction ecosystem opens and there is dialogue and there is feedback and everybody is informed, and then we become better builders as Kenyans, better builders as East Africans, Central Africans, and Africans as a whole. This way, when the first and the second world import things for us, we know their quality. We can compare across the board with the ones that are locally made. If you are importing taps, for instance, from China, and you're importing others from where? Germany or India or Egypt, you come here and tell us the difference and why the German ones cost an arm and a leg. Yeah, this is the place for you. So be ready. We shall schedule with you and we shall invite you so that you can join our live broadcast. What's the next thing, Wangi? The professionals.
Yes.
The dream shapers. Let's go to dream shapers, Wangi.
Yeah, the dream shapers. This is where, by dream shapers, we mean these are people who shape the dream of a homeowner to come to realization. I think, Celine, I'm having a bit of echo, so I think just you can just move on and explain the rest. Because of that echo, I'm unable to fix that. So for now, you can just move on with the rest.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mangi, reconnect me. All right, so the dream shapers is where we are talking to the people who you go to and you tell, I want to build a home. And then they tell you, I can draw it for you. And another one tells you, I can tell you the quantities. Another one tells you, I can help you, say, structure the roofing. And another one tells you, the people who shape your journey along your building, your construction along your building journey, the people who work with you. Here we are talking to architects, we are talking to contractors, we are talking to quantity surveyors, we are talking to structural engineers, we are talking to professionals, people who you need to consult before you can actually be sure that your structure is sound. We are calling this portion the dream shapers. So we will again, as always, be putting up a thread where the dream shapers, if you fall within this category, you can actually express interest and we will reach out to you so that you can tell us, what you do, why the industry needs you. What happens if we do not contact you? It is good for your space. It is good for us to understand why people do not know why they need a construction, engineer. So it is time that we educated people. So please come and talk on your own behalf. Come and demystify your practice. It is good for this space. The next thing that we will be talking about would be the people that actually work on construction sites. We are calling this session the brick and mortar. Here we are talking to artisans, we are talking to fundis, we are talking to bricklayers. We will be talking to people who actually do the wiring. We are talking to people who actually, the nuts and bolts of building, people who actually handle the brick and mortar in a building construction. This is their session. They will be joining us. They will tell us why we must look after them. They will be telling us why we must pay them on time. They will be telling us what their challenges are. They will be telling us how then they feed into the bigger contractors, like Umbrella, and why they're important. A lot of times, fundis are not regarded because the plan is shared with their boss, who then shares it with the boss, and then they're told to put 10 bricks there across. No. These people are important. They are the ones who are in contact with the brick and mortar, and so we need to hear from the fundi. So again, we will be putting up a post for brick and mortar. Please express your interest and we will invite you to this live broadcast. At that point, tutaongea in a language that you're comfortable in, either English or Swahili, because then we can't speak our mother tongue because we might not be sharing a mother tongue. So Kiswahili, English, Sheng, anything that works for you, please express interest and we shall be in touch with you. But then we also appreciate that, before you build, especially the city dwellers, you must buy land. We must buy land. And for you to build, you must have a place to build. So here, we are calling this session Chasing the Title Deed. The do's and don'ts when you're buying land, where to buy land, what we hear about land purchase. We will be talking to people who want to buy land. Here we will give you assistance from lawyers, we'll give you assistance from valuers of land. We will be talking to them here so that they can tell you where you need to run towards, what you need to run away from, and why, the things that you must stick if you're buying land, especially if it's not, ancestral land which is being transferred from one owner to the other. Perhaps you're buying agricultural land and somebody's selling it to you and you want to build a home. You need to know what to look out for. The land policy has changed over time. There's land that you can't buy. So before you bank your millions buying the wrong piece of land, which is not even buyable, purchasable, you need to tune into the session on Chasing the Title Deed. So again, we shall invite you so that you can come through. But then in our space, we have governors, we have governments and associations that actually regulate what happens in the building and construction industry. So we'll be talking to these people. Here we are talking to NEMA, we are talking to KAA, we are talking to NCA, we are talking to all those bodies and governments that regulate what we can do within this building space in this country. Over time, obviously, we'll be able to do a comparative analysis with other countries like Uganda. There are very many Ugandans in this group. Our neighbors from Tanzania and Rwanda and Burundi, Ethiopia, we will be talking to them and doing a comparative analysis of what is allowed here, what can happen here that cannot happen in Uganda, for instance. We'll be talking to, regulators in a city like Nakuru, where you cannot build a skyscraper, for instance. Why is that the case? So here we will be talking to construction regulators, and we are calling this session the Construction Regulators session. And then over time, we have, the world is changing. There are people who have innovated around the building space. The people who, people who have leveraged the digital capability or the digital environment to make building easier, to automate things a little bit. We are calling this session the digital enablers. Here we'll be talking to Fundi Mjanja. Here we will be talking to iBuild. Or if you have any solution or you're developing a solution, architects, I know that there's a lot of things that are now getting digitized, and so you need to share that with us so that we are appraised with the goings on in this industry. And don't worry, you may not be doing it yet, but you're aware of it because you have gone to school where, say, in China, Guangzhou, and you've seen things happening there, and you want to share it with us so that we are looking ahead. That is the thrust of this group, to open the building and construction space so that people are talking, so that people are knowledgeable, so that people are getting value for money. Let us get this brick and mortar, working for us. So we'll be talking to people who have worked or who have experienced things to do with the digital space in relation to the building and construction space. Finally, we will be talking to people who are not building yet, but those who will be building the future. This will be children, and this will be teenagers, people who are still in college and who are dreamers that in the future they'll be able to build homes for themselves, or that want to build homes for their parents, for instance. Yeah. So we are calling this the future builders. We will meet with children. We will meet with teenagers. Let's hear, for instance, what do they think cement is made of? Or how much do they think a fundi is paid? Let them ask questions like, if you have a fundi, why then do you need a contractor? That sort of thing. Do they know what a contractor is and what their role is? Do they understand how a building comes from a rock to a place where they can sleep under their warm duvets? Let's hear from the future builders. And we will have this session ongoing, increasingly talking to the young and the teenagers. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the lineup of our programming over time. We welcome content. If you're interested in talking to us, please reach out. My name on Facebook is Akoth Onoka, and Moses' name is Mwangi Wi-Fi. Reach out to either of us, and we'll be able to schedule. We'll be able to, get in touch with you so that we can schedule and we can understand what your content is and in which segment it is relevant. You may reach us on the two numbers on your screen right now, 0723 146 810 or 0705 640 667. Finally, before we go, all these segments are relevant. If you or the company you work for or your own company would like to sponsor a show, if you'd like to sponsor one show or two shows or a whole month or a whole quarter or a whole year, reach out to us. There's opportunity for sponsorship. We will be able to tell you what it takes to be a sponsor and, get your brand going out there, get people talking about you, get the associations right. And at this point, without further ado, I think I will call this to a conclusion. Mwangi, do you have something to say? He does not have anything to say. Mwangi is suffering a problem with feedback and echo. So I'm sorry about that. I do not want to bore you some more. So please get appraised with the segment and tell us what you'd like to sponsor. And tell us if the days that we have proposed are good for you, or if you think there's an alternative timing so that we can see if we can, sort of meander and be able to suit everybody's needs. So thank you very much, builders. If you have a construction project going on and you're traveling up country tonight, travel safe, because I know kesho ni siku ya kulipa fundi. If you're going somewhere else, maybe you have a project here, sleep early because kesho uko kwa mjengo. Be happy, be blessed, keep building. Have a good evening and God bless you. Bye.